You knew the moment you said the words, there would be no taking them back. Do it. 2 syllables. Calm, controlled, almost bored. That's how power sounds. You didn't raise your voice. You didn't hesitate. You simply gave the order. And somewhere across the city, a phone was lowered. A car engine started, and a life was placed on a countdown. You weren't always the one giving orders. Once, you were the one waiting for them, standing behind the boss, hands clasped, listening, learning, watching men disappear because someone higher decided they were a problem. Back then, you told yourself, if I ever sit in that chair, I'll be smarter. Now you do sit in that chair. And tonight, the leather feels heavier than usual. The target was simple. Rico Valenti, mid-level operator, ambitious, careless. You suspected he was leaking information to a rival crew. Nothing confirmed. But suspicion in your world doesn't require proof. It requires prevention. You couldn't look weak. Not after taking over. Not after the whispers started. He's too young. He's not decisive. He hesitates. So when your captain asked what should be done, you made sure you didn't hesitate. 2 hours later, you're alone in your office. Dim lights, city skyline glowing behind tinted glass. A half-finished drink on your desk. Your phone rests face down. You don't stare at it. You refuse to, because staring would mean you're waiting. And bosses don't wait. They receive results. It buzzes. Once you flip it over. A message from Marco, your most trusted enforcer. It's done. That should have been the end. You should have felt relief. Authority reinforced. Message sent. But something makes you type back. Confirmed. The 3 dots appear, disappear, appear again. Then, problem. Your jaw tightens. What problem? The typing takes longer this time. Too long. Target wasn't alone. You sit up, straighter. Explain. Another pause. Then the message that splits your world in half. It wasn't Rico. Your vision blurs for a split second. What do you mean, it wasn't Rico? Wrong car. Your chest tightens. Who? There's a delay. A long one. Long enough for your heartbeat to grow louder than the room. Then, his sister. Silence. The city outside continues moving. Cars pass. Lights flicker. Somewhere, a siren wails in the distance. But inside your office, everything stops. You read the message again. It wasn't Rico. Wrong car. His sister. You swallow. Alive. The reply comes fast. No. You lean back in your chair slowly. Not from shock. From calculation. This isn't grief. This is fallout. Collateral damage doesn't exist in theory. It exists in headlines. And headlines create investigations. Investigations create cracks. Cracks create collapse. You close your eyes. Rico didn't deserve mercy, but his sister wasn't part of this. She wasn't a player. She wasn't leverage. She was invisible. Until now. Your phone rings. Marco. You answer without greeting. How? You ask quietly. Same model car, same street, same time. She borrowed it tonight. You rub your temple. You verified. Yes, and you still missed. A pause. She had his jacket in the back seat. Details, tiny details. The difference between control and chaos. You stand and walk to the window. 14 floors up. From here, the city looks clean, orderly, structured. It's a lie. Everything below is fragile. And tonight, you cracked it. What does Rico know? You ask, not yet. It'll hit the news soon. Your mind races ahead. Rico won't think accident. He'll think message. And if he thinks message, not strategically, emotionally, and emotional enemies are dangerous. Find him, you say. Marco hesitates. Find him before he finds out. You clarify. You want him handled. The question hangs. You realize what this moment is. The first test of your reign. You can double down, eliminate him, clean the loose end, or you can attempt something rare in your world. Damage control. If you kill him now, you confirm guilt. If you don't, you show weakness. There's no correct answer, only consequences. You look down at the street again. Somewhere in this city, a woman's life ended because you refused to look uncertain, because you wanted to prove you were decisive. Power demands action, but it never warns you about accuracy. Stand down, you say, finally. Marco exhales quietly. You sure? No more mistakes tonight. An hour later, it's on every local channel. Drive-by shooting. Innocent woman killed. Police investigating gang ties. You mute the television, but keep watching the footage. Ambulance lights flashing. A sheet over a body. A grieving man being restrained by officers. Rico, you've seen him angry before. But this isn't anger. This is devastation. And devastation is fuel. Your phone buzzes again. Unknown number. You know who it is before answering. You let it ring once more, then pick up, heavy breathing. No words, just breathing. Then you killed her. Rico's voice is broken. You don't respond because anything you say will sound hollow. She wasn't part of this. His voice cracks. You wanted me. You come from me. Your silence confirms everything. I'll burn everything you built, he whispers. The line goes dead. You lower the phone slowly. This is no longer about authority. This is personal. And personal wars don't follow rules. They escalate. You sit back in your chair. Replay the moment. Do it. 2 syllables. That's all it took. You thought giving the order would feel powerful. Instead, it feels permanent. And somewhere deep inside, not guilt. Not yet, but something unfamiliar. Doubt. Outside your office door, footsteps approach. Your captains are arriving. They've seen the news. They'll look at you differently now. Not because you ordered the hit, because you got it wrong. In your world, mistakes are more dangerous than cruelty. You straighten your jacket, fix your expression. The door opens. They enter, waiting, studying. You sit back down, hands folded calmly, and you say the only thing a boss can say. In moments like this, we adapt. But even as the word leaves your mouth, you know the truth. You didn't just order a hit. You ordered a chain reaction, and it's already moving. The room feels different, not hostile, not yet. Your captains sit across from you, pretending nothing has changed. But it has. They're not questioning your authority. They're measuring it. Mistakes don't weaken bosses. How bosses respond to mistakes does. You fold your hands calmly on the desk. No retaliation, you say. One of them shifts slightly. Rico won't see it that way. I don't care how he sees it. You reply evenly. Another captain leans forward. He will. Silence. They aren't challenging you. They're warning you. And warnings inside your own circle are never casual. One of yours. Burned. No casualties. Just a message. The fire department calls it electrical. You call it escalation. Your phone buzzes again. A photo this time, spray painted across the charred warehouse wall. For her. You stare at it, longer than necessary. This isn't business anymore. This is vengeance, and vengeance spreads. Marco steps into your office quietly. He's mobilizing, he says. How many? More than expected. That catches your attention. Define expected. Marco hesitates. He's not acting alone. You feel it then. The shift beneath your feet. When enemies unite, it's not random. It's opportunity. Someone sees weakness, and weakness invites predators. Who, you ask quietly. Looks like the Castellano crew. That's bad. Very bad. You lean back slowly. The Castellanos have been waiting for instability. You gave it to them. One wrong car, one wrong life. And now, your empire smells vulnerable. Call a sit-down, you say. With Rico. Marco asks. With everyone. He studies you carefully. That wasn't the response he expected. You're supposed to crush, to retaliate harder, to drown emotion in blood. Instead, you're choosing negotiation, and negotiation feels like softness, but war feels like collapse. The meeting is set for the next night. Neutral ground, abandoned casino, outside city limits. Empty tables, dust-covered chandeliers, broken mirrors reflecting fractured versions of everyone inside. Symbolic, almost poetic. You arrive with minimal security. Calculated risk. Appear confident. Appear controlled. Inside, Rico stands alone near a roulette table. He looks different. Not broken. Focused. Across the room, two Castellano lieutenants lean against the bar, smiling faintly. They smell blood. You step forward, slowly. Rico doesn't move. You wanted me, he says. His voice isn't loud. It doesn't need to be. I wanted clarity, you reply. You got my sister instead. A flicker of movement in the room. You keep your tone steady. It was a mistake. His eyes darken instantly. You think that word fixes anything. No, you say honestly. It doesn't. That catches him off guard because he expected denial. You step closer. Her death wasn't strategic. It was yours, he says quietly. There it is. Truth. You ordered him gone. The bullet just found the wrong target. You two gonna cry this out, or are we talking territory? You don't break eye contact with Rico. This isn't your play, you say to the lieutenant calmly. It is now, he replies. You feel it clearly. They're backing Rico, not out of loyalty, out of leverage. They want your instability to fracture your hold. And if Rico brings emotional chaos, they'll bring structural collapse. Rico steps closer. You think you can fix this? No, you say again. But I can contain it. How? You swallow once. Then you say something no boss should ever say in front of rivals. You take something from me. The room shifts. Marco stiffens behind you. The Castellano men exchange looks. Rico narrows his eyes. What? Compensation, you say. Money won't bring her back. I know. Then what? You hold his gaze. Control. Now the room goes silent. You're offering him a seat, a share, legitimizing his power. It's risky. It signals vulnerability, but it also binds him. Vengeance destroys. Shared power stabilizes. If he accepts, the Castellano lieutenant steps forward. That's generous. You glance at him. It doesn't involve you. He smiles thinly. Oh, it does. You see it now. They don't want resolution. They want war. Because war weakens both sides, and they sweep in after. You look back at Rico. You want revenge, you say quietly. They want territory. His jaw tightens. The Castellano men shift. You pick the future you want. You continue. A graveyard of pride. Or leverage. Rico's breathing slows. He's thinking. Good. Thinking men can be negotiated with. Broken men can't. After a long pause, he says, You give me equal voice. The Castellano lieutenant scoffs. Don't be stupid. Rico doesn't look at him. He looks at you. Equal voice, he repeats. You nod slowly. Done. The Castellano men step forward angrily. This changes nothing. One snaps. It changes everything. You reply calmly. Because now they lose their chaos engine. If Rico sides with you, they lose their justification. The meeting ends without gunfire. That alone feels like a miracle. But miracles don't last. As you exit the casino, Marco walks beside you. You sure about this? He asks, quietly. No, you admit. That's the first honest thing I've heard tonight. You almost smile. But your mind isn't on Rico. It's on something else. Your captains. Power shared externally must be reinforced internally. And some of them won't like this. They'll see it as weakness, as compromise, as betrayal of tradition. And tradition holds empires together. The next morning, you wake to bad news. One of your captains is missing. No call, no explanation. His house empty, his phone dead, and your instincts scream. This isn't Rico. This inside. You sit at your desk, staring at the city skyline again. The mistake didn't just spark retaliation, it created opportunity. And opportunity breeds ambition. Somewhere within your own circle, someone sees you as compromised, and compromised bosses don't last long. Your phone buzzes. A video file, unknown sender. You open it. Grainy footage. Warehouse camera. Your missing captain tied to a chair, alive, beaten. A masked man steps into frame, then removes the mask. One of your inner counsel. He looks directly into the camera, then says, "Leadership requires precision." The video cuts. Your chest tightens. This is no longer external war. This is coup. And the reason is simple. You hesitated. You negotiated. You admitted a mistake. In your world, those aren't strengths, they're weaknesses. And weaknesses get removed. You lean back, slowly, breathe evenly. You ordered one hit, and now you're facing 3 wars. Rico's grief, Castellano's ambition, your own counsel's betrayal. All from one wrong car, one wrong life, one wrong moment. You close your eyes briefly, then open them, cold, focused, decisive. The doubt is gone now, because doubt creates instability, and instability nearly destroyed you. You reach for your phone. This time, you don't hesitate. Bring them all in, you say. Marco pauses. All. No more negotiation. No more containment. No more shared control. If power slipped because of softness, then you correct it with certainty. Outside, the city keeps moving, unaware that its balance is about to shift violently. Inside your office, you whisper something under your breath. Not regret, not apology, just reality. Next time, I don't miss. You don't call a meeting. Meetings are for discussion. This is correction. By midnight, your inner circle is seated around a long black table in your private room. No phones, no guards inside. Just you and them. The air feels different tonight. Heavier. Everyone knows something shifted. The failed hit. The burned warehouse. The casino sit-down. The missing captain. They've all felt it. What they don't know is what you're about to do about it. You enter last. Slow. Controlled. You don't rush power. You let it settle before you speak. One chair is empty. The missing captain's. You stop behind it. Rest your hand on the back. Leadership requires precision, you say, calmly. 3 men stiffen. One does not. The one who sent the video. He doesn't look surprised. He looks prepared. That confirms it. He expected confrontation. He thinks this is a debate. It isn't. You sent me a message. You continue. Silence. He finally speaks. You made a mistake. Yes, you say. The room freezes. They expected denial, excuses, anger. Instead, you agree. And I corrected it. You compromised us, he says, evenly. I stabilized us with weakness. There it is again. Weakness. It's the word ambitious men use when they want the chair. You walk slowly around the table. Tell me, you say softly, what would you have done? Crushed Rico immediately and ignited a three-front war. He doesn't answer. A cue. Leadership isn't about reaction. You continue. It's about survival. He leans back. You survive by sharing power. You stop walking. No, you say quietly. You step closer to him. You mistake restraint for fear. He doesn't blink. Then, prove me wrong. There it is. The challenge. Open, blunt, final. You nod once, almost respectfully. Then you say, bring him in. The doors open. Two of your most loyal soldiers drag the missing captain inside, alive, bruised, but breathing. The room shifts instantly. Confusion flickers across your rival's face. You thought I didn't know. You ask calmly. You thought I wouldn't trace the warehouse. Your rival's composure cracks slightly. You rushed. You continue. You acted emotionally. You sent a message instead of consolidating power. You step closer. You're not precise. He stands abruptly. This isn't about precision. It's about dominance. Yes, you say quietly. And you just demonstrated you don't understand the difference. You nod once. The sound is quick, sharp, contained. A single suppressed gunshot echoes in the room. Your rival collapses backward into his chair, shock frozen on his face. The silence afterward is absolute. No one moves, no one breathes. You lower the gun slowly. This, you say, calmly, is precision. You place the weapon on the table. Emotion killed an innocent woman. You glance at the body. Ambition kills empires. You look at the rest of them. No one challenges you now, not after that. By sunrise, the council is restructured. The missing captain reinstated. The disloyal removed. Quietly, cleanly, no spectacle. You don't broadcast correction. You let it be understood. But the external problem remains. Rico, shared power, is fragile. Grief doesn't dissolve overnight. And tonight, you requested a private meeting. No neutral ground, no rivals, just the two of you. He arrives at the marina again. The same dock, same dark water, different atmosphere. He studies you carefully. You look different, he says. I am. He nods slightly. You cleaned house. Yes. And now, you step closer to the edge of the dock. Now we finish what started. His eyes harden. You still want me dead? No. You turn to face him fully. I want clarity. He waits. You want revenge. You say calmly. His jaw tightens. But revenge won't bring her back. I know. And it won't stabilize what you just gained. He studies you. Then, What do you suggest? You take a breath, and this time, you don't hesitate. You take my position. The words land like a dropped weapon. Silence stretches between you. What? I ordered the hit, you say evenly. It was my decision. Yes, it was my failure. Yes, you lost something because of my leadership. He doesn't interrupt. So leadership changes. His eyes search yours for a trick. There isn't one. You're serious? Yes. Why? You look at the water. Because you finally understand something. Power taken too fast becomes unstable. Authority without accountability fractures. And your mistake revealed a truth. You were decisive, but not yet worthy. You think this fixes it? He asks quietly. No, you admit. The word hangs between you again. Your world runs on it. He studies your face for a long moment. You're giving up everything. Yes, and if I refuse? You meet his gaze. Then we burn. Another long silence. Then, unexpectedly, he steps forward and extends his hand. Not in friendship. Not in forgiveness. In transfer, you shake it. Firm. Final. Weeks later, the city stabilizes. Rico doesn't dismantle the empire. He restructures it, more cautious, more deliberate. You disappear quietly. No headlines, no chaos, no war, just transition. You move to a small coastal town under your real name. Not hidden, not hunted, just distant. You take a simple job managing shipments at a dock. Manual labor. No power, no leverage, no orders. Some nights, you sit by the water and replay everything. The order, the mistake, the fire, the coup, the dock. You realize something that took you too long to understand. Power isn't measured by how confidently you say, do it. It's measured by whether you can live with what follows. You ordered a hit to prove strength, was walking away when the cost became clear. Years later, you read about Rico in the news. The organization thrives. Smaller, cleaner, more disciplined. He doesn't repeat your mistake. He verifies. Twice. Sometimes 3 times. Precision. You smile faintly. He learned the right lesson. Even if you learned it the hard way. One evening, as the sun sets over the water, your phone buzzes. Unknown number. You hesitate. Then answer. A calm voice on the other end. You taught me something. You don't ask who. You know. Don't miss, Rico says. The line goes dead. You look out at the horizon. And for the first time since that night, you feel something close to peace. Not because you escaped, not because you won, but because you corrected. The wrong person died, and you made sure no one else would. The wind moves gently across the water. No sirens, no gunfire, no engines idling, just silence. Real silence. And this time, it doesn't feel like a warning. It feels earned.